Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird, and welcome back to... I was almost about to say Lucid 9, what the fuck, this is not Lucid 9, this is 1000 Lies! Sorry about that, and welcome back to 1000 Lies. Without any further ado, let's get right back to where we left off last time. I am dying inside, but that's normal. But anyways, let's go back where we left off last time. Right here. I like how it highlights the last save file you used, which is cool. Without incident, since I'm now behind the wheel, we managed to safely return the vehicle to its parking spot. I carefully placed the keys back in the drawer I'd originally found them in, imagining the face of that unfortunate man paying the price of his daughter's justice. When I get back to the school gates and meet up with Luce again, she's facing away from me, distracted by something. Ah! That was really fast! It's not like I went that far away. It's never far enough when it comes to you, Juan. Don't give me nicknames whenever you feel like it. I told you that my name is Sheeran. Now what? We're even now, right? You wanted proof that you can trust me, and now you even have something that you can blackmail me with, so don't keep complaining. Really? To be honest, I'm not really convinced yet. I'm still going to need something more to trust you. That's your problem now. I've already done my part. But that's not true, Johan. It wasn't Johan, it was John. And my name is Sheeran! Sheeran! John was a pseudonym that I came up with to escape. But I clearly said you had to fulfill some requirements. Requirements. That's plural, don't you see? This was only the first requirement. The second is for you to show me that secret place you mentioned earlier. The third, fourth, sixth, fifth, and 6, we'll see. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, normally you'd want to ask for more, am I right? I raise a finger questioningly, trying to figure out how to react to such nonsense, but she's right. For some reason, I was thinking that her intentions were pure, and then I ended up getting myself into this mess. Cat got your tongue? If you have nothing left to say, then let's get going already. Normally in these types of situations, I'd react by sending her straight to hell and angrily punching the closest wall I could find, or vice versa. It was really stupid of me to do all of this, but as I've already said, I always fulfill my promises and bets. I'm not gonna go back on my word now. I can't live with a clear conscience if I know that I'll have an unfulfilled promise left. It doesn't matter if that promise is totally unfair and deceived me with its tricky wording, meaning to take advantage of me. Okay, you did say requirements, so let's settle on a limit right now. Alright, a limit. Considering I've already spent 2, it would be unfair to leave it like that, even though I didn't know there was a limit. How about a limit of 5 total? 3 more requirements? Are you crazy? You mentioned a genie a bit ago, then 3, that's plenty of favors. How about we meet in the middle and leave it at 4? Bah! Okay, 4. Who cares? Great, because I would have accepted 2 or 3, too. In fact, I'm surprised that we even negotiated it. Any sane person would have assumed that I was joking. I wasn't being serious at first. Just wanted to tease you with the requirements thing, but if you're so generously offering, then I won't refuse. I suddenly realized how much of a fool I've been being over this odd girl. I fell for all her tricks. Free fall without a parachute, an unclear destiny. I lose my composure and my usual smug behavior is torn away from me. I've been defeated by my equal. Our conversation doesn't make any sense. The stuff about the requirements doesn't make any sense. When my patient ends, I don't get angry, but instead vulnerable. I'm not the kind of person who gets caught up in my anger. I'm mostly cool-headed in every situation, but when there's a crisis, my will bleeds and I end up agreeing to anything that comes my way until I eventually find the best moment to escape all of it. Now would be a good moment to make a run for it. Nevertheless, it's true that I'm a man of my word, not a liar. For better or worse, I have to keep going until I fulfill that which I am responsible for. I've already told you that I fulfill all of my promises. Even if it was a trap, I'd still honor it, and, whatever happens, happens. In the end, maybe you're sincere after all. I thought you were different. Not like that is bad. Not that this is bad either. Luce flashes a cunning smile, a mixture of dark and pernicious joy that I somehow find appealing. Well then, gentle sir, you still have a special place to show me. How about we hit the road now? On the outskirts of town, beyond the park, near the abandoned neighborhood, there is a small, unfinished library. It isn't actually only a library, but also a cultural center with special rooms to practice painting, music, and ceramics, among other things. They never managed to finish it, so one of the wings of the building is in ruins. The other wing is in perfect condition, and except for the lack of water and electricity, it's an ideal hangout. Sorry, I'm itching my nose. As we stand in front of the abandoned building, I pop open the hardy door, not by pushing it, but by picking the lock. When we get inside, I show Luce the way to what was, until now, my secret hideout. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. Right? In the... Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my, so you weren't lying when you said it was a great place. Aside from the dust, it all seems new. How is it possible that nobody has taken any of the stuff? They left in a hurry. Just like the rest of the urbanization plan, they'd probably ran out of money to collect everything. Or they thought they'd continue in the future and forgot about it. Who knows? Point is, this place is pretty far away and secluded, so nobody ever comes here. It's like my own personal hideout. Don't tell anyone, or that'll be the end of my luck, okay? Ah, and don't wander too far in here. The other wing isn't really in the best condition, so it's dangerous. You already told me that 1,000 times on the way here. Yeah, I'll be careful. But the rest is amazing. It could even be open in this state. There's already furniture and even some books over here. The swing of the building was opened for a limited time before they abandoned it. Almost everything remained here, so that's a good thing for us, I guess. In any case, looks can be deceiving. There's no maintenance and most of this stuff is broken somehow, so it's not really safe. For that reason, I only use the library. But back to my point. I fulfilled my part, so now you don't have to draw in an uncomfortable playground. I fulfilled my part, so now you don't have to draw in an uncomfortable playground in the middle of nowhere. Luce nods at everything I say, although her expression obviously expresses that she's thinking about something else as she circles around the tables in the room. She stands still with her eyes fixated out the large window and begins talking to me. Tell me, you've seen my drawings. What do you think about them? My sincere opinion? Luce nods once again. You're good. Not the best I've seen, but I'm convinced that you've got something special. I'd like to ask you to never write anything in your life again, though. I see. The concepts are still interesting, though, especially considering how hard it is to draw fantasy without any references. I think you have talent, but need a bit more practice. I'm no expert, though. Seriously? You think I have talent? Luz sighs in relief and then shoots me a skeptical look. She turns around, making eye contact with me, wearing a new serious and intimidating demeanor. Nobody has ever told me that I have talent before. Not sincerely, at least. Yeah, some people tell me that I draw well, others just make comments about it. Truthfully, I've never fully committed myself to drawing. Doodling in the margins of notebooks isn't really drawing. The expectations between the two are completely different, and when you do try something real, something unique, it turns out not being any different from the sketch in the margin. How can you show that to anyone else when you can't even face the reality of it yourself? Then you start tirelessly repeating, I only need to practice, but it doesn't matter how long you spend, the improvement is minimal. And 2 days after you meet someone who has never drawn anything in his life, you finally learn not to mistake compliments with real talent. How can I show show anything I've drawn to anyone? There's no way I could proudly talk about the work I'd spent weeks creating when someone else could draw the same thing in several minutes. When can I say that I finally learned to draw? When will I finally be able to show off a masterpiece? The worst is how, even when you find an artist who's worse than you, it turns out that they just have their own style. Even if you don't understand the difference between style and talent, you have to believe them anyways because you're really a nobody. Your self-esteem gets crushed because you don't have the privilege of doubt. And who's to say they're wrong? Did I do something to earn that privilege? Only kids would make an argument with the phrase that's trivialized, I don't care what others say, because you know what? They do matter. They matter so much because the only way to truly see ourselves is in the reflection given to us by others. You learn to imitate, improve from criticism, and help others improve in return. From our tastes to our maturity, everything depends on our relationship with others, and denying it because it's convenient is wrong. After all, I thought I was a good artist whenever someone would tell me that they liked my meaningless doodles. Why would I turn a deaf ear to the truth during the hard times? It would be unfair of me. But there's nothing that can prepare you for the bitter taste that real justice leaves behind. Luz unfolds her arms, her eyes unsure whether they want to express pride or embarrassment for finally revealing her true feelings. But she pushes her feelings aside and resumes speaking in spite of my total astonishment and in spite of the unexpected context of her speech. Now you know the reason as to why I don't like telling anyone about my little hobby. It's no more than that, just a pastime. I don't want to mention it because if someone tells me that I have talent, if someone encourages me to go for the next level, then I have to carry the weight of the consequences. Don't you think it's better for me to try to find the motivation to continue on my own? My true talent? Luz looks confused after her last rhetorical question. She shakes her head a bit, switching out of her sullen face for the usual smug smile I'm used to seeing. And now you've gone and dared me to tell I have talent. Look at what you've done, given me hope and everything. How am I supposed to react? Oh yeah, I have an idea. How about I read this aloud? Reaching into her pocket, Luz retrieves something. It's rectangular and small, like a notebook, an incredibly familiar notebook. My notebook! When did you steal that? Give it back! In the car. It fell when you gave your license to the officer. It basically fell on top of me and I couldn't resist looking at it, considering it's the infamous notebook Ziva mentions so often. When you went to return the keys, I read through it a little, although I don't understand it at all. What is this, some kind of fairy tale? I'm so embarrassed. I tried to retrieve my notebook from Luz, but she turns her back to me and starts reading through it again. Reaching the Sun, Chapter 1, The Right and the Left. So foretold the tales that once upon a time... Wait, give me that! No way, teasing you is too much fun. I finally managed to grab my notebook out of her hands. The first thing I do is check all of the pages, making sure nothing is amiss. It's not like I've memorized each and every page, especially not when I have the habit of ripping out some of the pages. It's a bad habit I've developed at this point. I do it without thinking. I told you about my embarrassing secrets. Now you tell me yours. It's only fair. Also, I liked what I read, but I didn't have time to finish it. Do you normally write stories in your free time or what? First, don't ever touch my stuff without my permission. Second, it's not like I'm dedicated to it. I don't even think about the stories I write. It's something I do because it happens. And what happens next in Reaching the Sun? I don't know. I just started it. You don't know? Aren't you the author of it? I sigh. It's like Luce has to get away with everything she does. And now she's stringing me along from one place to another without giving me time to think. I have a bad feeling about all of this, but I can see the eyes of the car thief shining with curiosity. She won't be letting me off the hook this easily. I'm not good at writing endings, you know? I have some ideas, yeah, but the more I progress through the story, the less control I have over it until finally it ends. Reaching the Sun is a really simple and short story that I wasn't even planning on writing, so I don't know how it'll continue. Well, that's a pity. Don't leave things unfinished, man. Look, to tell you the truth, I was also about to give up on my drawing hobby not too long ago. You saw the garbage in the playground with your own eyes. I don't want to show the world something that I myself don't like, all those failed attempts. It's like I was saying before about motivation. I've been thinking, and maybe I need someone around who will force me to keep working. Someone by my side that forces me to do it, even if I die from embarrassment along the way, and even if I realize that I'm not cut out to be a real artist. What can I say? Except, you're welcome! Sorry. What can I say? I couldn't think of anyone who would help me in that way. You know how everyone is. They're playing the game until they can eventually toss everything aside. But now there's someone who knows my secret, and I can't do anything to hide it from him anymore. I don't like where you're going with this. Why not? The more you think about it, the harder it is to take the plunge. It's crazy and we both know it, but it's going to happen and you can't stop it. Don't make decisions without me. I'm not going to accept that. But you already did a while ago. I want you to continue writing your story, but from now on, it won't collect dust in your notebook. We can come here together from time to time and keep each other company while we work. You on your story and me on my drawing skills. That way, maybe I can even use what you write as inspiration for my illustrations. The things we're both embarrassed about can become something we share, our little secret. Didn't I say it before? Two people can't truly become friends until they share a secret between them. Yeah, and you almost got us killed too. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't believe we'll get very far with your plan. I was a total stranger not too long ago, wasn't I? A pervert even. So what's with this sudden change of heart? It's either a hunch or insanity, or maybe I'm just tired of the usual monotony. And any excuse for change is good. And you just happen to be the first to offer that. You'll have to find a different nut to go along with your plan. Incorrect. You've already accepted so long as you didn't lie to me earlier. John McLazy, this is my third requirement. From this moment onwards, I want us to meet up here regularly to work together. Together we'll finish your fairy tale. That was very dramatic. You keep getting my name wrong on purpose to mess with me, right? Oh. Well, guys, I'm gonna end this episode of 1000 Lies right here. If you like this episode of 1000 Lies, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!